Hey there, welcome back. Today, I have a sweet and emotional story for you. It's about a girl who, after spending some time with her grandfather, decides to create a special photo album for him. This story is not only about love and family, but it also provides great practice for your English skills. If you enjoy stories like this, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment below on what English topics you'd like to learn more about. Let's get started. The special photo album. Sophie had always been close to her grandfather, but recently, she had started to notice that he was slowing down. He was still as kind and wise as ever, but the years were starting to catch up with him. Sophie loved spending time with him, listening to his stories about the past, and learning from his wisdom. However, she realized that time was something they didn't have much of left. One day, after visiting him at his house, she had an idea, a way to show him how much he meant to her. It all started when Sophie was looking through an old box of photographs at her parents' house. She found a picture of her grandfather when he was a young man, laughing with his friends at a beach party. The image was so full of life, it made her smile. She started looking through more pictures, finding snapshots of different stages in his life. There were pictures of him as a child, young adult, and finally, as an old man with Sophie when she was just a little girl. Each photo told a different part of his story. Sophie realized that these photos were more than just memories, they were pieces of a life well lived. And she thought, what better way to show her grandfather how much he meant to her than by creating something that captured all the important moments of his life. She decided she would make a photo album, one that told the story of his life and their family's history. It would be a gift for him, something that would remind him of all the beautiful moments he had experienced. The next day, Sophie went to the local store and bought a beautiful, leather-bound photo album. She spent hours organizing the photos, carefully choosing the ones that told the most meaningful stories. She arranged the pictures in chronological order, starting with his childhood and moving through the years to the present day. She also decided to add some handwritten captions, explaining the stories behind each photo. Sophie wanted the album to be more than just a collection of pictures, it had to be a story in itself. She also decided to include some of her own photos. Sophie had grown up with her grandfather, and there were many photos of them together. There was a picture of them at the zoo when Sophie was only 6, one from a family holiday at the lake, and even a funny one where they were both wearing matching hats. Sophie knew that her grandfather would love to see these memories too. She added some of their favorite quotes and moments they had shared over the years, making the album even more personal and special. As she worked on the album, Sophie felt a deep sense of connection to her grandfather. She remembered the advice he had given her, the stories he had told, and the love they had always shared. She realized that this album wasn't just for him, it was for her too. It was a way for her to keep those memories alive and carry them forward with her as she grew older. Finally, after weeks of carefully putting everything together, Sophie had finished the photo album. It was perfect. It was a beautiful representation of her grandfather's life, full of love, memories, and stories. Sophie couldn't wait to give it to him. The moment came when Sophie handed the album to her grandfather. He opened it slowly, his eyes lighting up as he looked at each photo. When he reached the last page, he looked up at Sophie with tears in his eyes. "This is the most beautiful gift anyone has ever given me," he said, his voice filled with emotion. Sophie hugged him tightly, knowing that she had done something special for the person who had always been there for her. Her grandfather spent the rest of the afternoon flipping through the album, reliving the moments of his life. He smiled at the photos, remembering the people and places that had meant so much to him. It was the perfect gift, one that captured not just his life, but the love between him and his family. Sophie had created something that would remain with him forever, something that would always remind him of the good times and the love he had shared with those around him. Sometimes, the simplest gifts are the most meaningful. Sophie's decision to create a photo album for her grandfather was a small act of love, but it had a huge impact on both of them. It was a way to honor his life and preserve the memories they had shared. It also reminded Sophie of the importance of family and the power of holding on to the moments that matter most. Did you enjoy this heartwarming story? If you want more stories like this to improve your English, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below. What's a special memory you have with a family member, and what English skills do you want to improve? Let us know in the comments. We post new videos every day, so make sure to check back for more great content.